You are now listening to the Noir Podcast. I'm your host, Chukwudi, with me is my co-host,
Chibi.
Would like to welcome the lovely Sharon onto the podcast.
Hello.
Yeah. So, how have you guys been? Chidi, what have you been up to since we last saw? Didn't we see like 2 days ago?
We saw 2 days ago.
Crazy.
But
So basically, how was your Sunday?
yeah, but since the last time we recorded, I did like my visa interview
How was that?
for bro. Because apparently you're meant to do like for America, you're meant to do like a. Because I did like prep, right?
Yeah.
So because apparently you reject lots of guys for like an American visa for your student visa.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, because in my head I thought it was just like overblown,
Yeah.
right? So I get into the room.
Yeah.
And like when you're in the room, you can hear other people like their interviews.
Okay.
All I'm hearing is, unfortunately, we are rejecting
Oh
you.
my God.
Unfortunately, we're rejecting you. I'm like, bro, then. And my
Tell
thing
you
is,
there and then.
yeah, they tell you there and
Oh,
then, bro.
shit.
I was like, and there's one babe, because my problem was, because I studied law and
Yeah.
I'm doing an MBA.
Yeah.
Like the people that were prepping me, they were like, that's a potential hurdle for them because
Yeah.
they don't like people that switch.
Yeah.
And there's one babe that had the same issue as me, and they rejected her.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no fucking way, bro.
Okay.
So I got there, and they just asked me. They asked me why I'm going to America. I told them.
Yeah.
They asked me if I've been to America before. I told them.
Yeah.
They now asked me if I have a current visa, tourist
Yeah.
visa. I told them. That's all, and they gave me.
Oh,
First.
period.
Literally, when I finished, everybody was looking at me like, "What this nigga?" Other people they were there for like 10 minutes sweating. Guys were in blazers. Guys were dressed up. Guys did makeup.
Well, like,
I
what
just
kind of questions ordinarily were you prepping
Yeah.
for? Just
You're
so that, like,
asking-
for anyone that wants to, like,
They're asking guys. They'll ask you who is sponsoring your visa because they want to know that you can pay the money,
okay,
right? Who's sponsoring your visa?
yeah,
If you've been abroad before,
yeah,
where are you going to?
uh-huh,
Something else. I can't
Your
remember. Those are
address.
Huh?
Your address, but that's what you're going to.
If you have siblings there,
Yeah.
relatives there,
yeah.
because they want to know that you're going to come back.
Back, yeah.
Because obviously, guys are going there.
I'm never coming back.
So I think because
believe
they
that.
knew that I already traveled and I've come back bare times, and I went to uni. in
And, like, fair
UK as
enough.
well.
It seems like,
So
yeah.
the probability of me coming back is high.
High,
So that's
fair
why I think that's why they just gave it to me. Yeah.
Fair
But
enough.
it was
That's
daunting, man.
crazy.
Tension was. Guys couldn't move. Like it was crazy, but yeah, but thank God,
Fair
sure.
enough.
So but that's really was.
Well, then, speaking of America, you went to school in America,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Our
Did
first
you-
guest.
How was that experience? How was the college experience?
College, high school, middle school. I left really early.
Really?
Yeah.
How long have you been there for?
Maybe like 10 years now. Literally. I
The
left.
Obama administration.
Yeah, I left after year 7. Year 7 here.
Okay.
Fair
So
enough.
that's like, well, I just continued. So I just went into 8th grade. So I
Okay.
finished year 7. I went into 8th grade. That's middle school.
Okay.
So 8th grade, 9th grade, 10, 11. Yeah, I've been there for like 10 years.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. I've been like, I guess like very independent for a while. But like I like it. I don't know, like, but like I had to come back to like America was too much for me. It was overrated. Like college was too much for me.
Really?
Was there like a culture shock when you left?
Whenever I left,
Yeah.
not really, because you know, like when I was here, I went CIS.
Okay.
Fair.
So like, I mean, CIS is not like American, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very much like
Yeah.
very like much like white people.
Yeah,
You know,
white
like
people,
you
yeah,
know, like you're
exactly.
very like you're.
Yeah.
So it was calm. Like I went to Green Springs for 1 year though.
Uh-huh.
That's only because like my brother was about to graduate. So my parents were like, okay, like let him just graduate and then both of you just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I think mine was just like after having been there for a while. Every time you came back, did you was that maybe a bit
No, I came back every Christmas, every summer.
not one?
I think there's
missed?
only one Christmas I missed.
Really.
Yeah, I came
Okay.
back every time. So like I was very much in tune with my roots, like my friends, and yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, fair enough, sure. Because I feel like America, I don't know if it's that different from Lagos. Okay, Lagos. We were in a city now, in a proper city, right?
I was in San Marcos, Austin for
Okay.
middle school, high school.
fair enough,
Yeah,
fair
What about college? Where were you?
I was in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So then,
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
So like, were you part of a sorority? I have to ask this.
That's so funny.
I have to ask this.
Could actually never be me.
Really?
Yeah.
I see those things as codes, man. in my opinion.
I keep see.
I mean, it's not that deep.
In my
See,
opinion,
yeah,
my
see,
opinion,
yeah.
my
I mean, to be fair,
opinion.
I actually don't know. Like, I don't know.
Because every time fraternities, sororities, to me, it's giving cultism
Yeah,
with like
my
packaging.
yeah, those package.
Yeah,
I can't be like, my
but
opinion.
people that like are part swear
So it's not.
it's not. But I know a couple of people, for example, now that were part of frats, right? And I don't know if necessarily it's one of those things of like, because I asked them like, oh, can you leave? And like their eyes.
What do you mean?
open as
Can
to,
you
what do
leave?
What do you mean?
Like-
What do you mean leave?
What do you mean?
And I'm like, wait.
So you can't just dip if you want to.
Apparently you can, but I
actually-
feel like it's one of those things of on paper you can, but like,
Damn.
so I'm like,
I feel like
don't
it's like,
know.
why would you leave though? Like, because it's a lot to get in.
Yeah.
Like they do a lot, like of like
Yeah.
the whole. I don't even know
Because
what
one
they
of
do.
one of my
Yeah.
guys, for example, now, right, that was part of was I don't know, but he was telling me about like one of the procedures, right? Part of it was like, so they waited till winter, where it was like, you know how snowy and icy America gets. They had to run around campus, like nothing but boxers, barefoot, and basically the run without the snow and everything, he said would have taken them maybe like 40
Oh
minutes.
my gosh.
So you can imagine with the snow, right? And niggas got, what was that thing? Frostbite.
Of course.
So I'm like, imagine having gone through that, right?
Yeah.
And all the other things as well that you have to go through. And then after a while, you're like, nah.
No.
And also as well, apparently the networking opportunities are huge.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you're exposed
Yeah,
to so
yeah,
much as
yeah.
well.
Because you have a lot of people, they got rich parents, you know, plug you here and there.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a cult. I think it's very much like a sisterhood, brotherhood. Like they ride for each other.
I feel like that's PR, man.
It's PR,
That's
man.
PR, man.
Why? Because why do you have to do so much to enter?
I mean, yeah, but I think it's also because like, I guess there's a lot of like benefits. I don't know what the benefits are though. Like I don't really ask. I'm just kind of like, oh, like you're in a sorry, that's cool. Like just keep it moving. But like, I don't really care. Like it's not something I've ever really cared about. Like
I'm not saying cults because people see cults as people that just kill people.
Yeah,
There's
no,
different
I
types of
don't
cults.
think it's a killer.
no,
I
but
don't
they're
think
actually crazy though. Like
Yeah,
especially the
exactly.
girls. Like
Bro,
I
come
had
on, man.
these girls in my school. They tried to fight me and my friends. Oh, Lord, I just remembered, and they're like deltas. I think they're deltas, and it's so crazy because one of them is actually like really good friends with like my friends. Like I'm not really friends with her, but she's friends with my friends, and she's part of like a sorority, and she was like fighting with my friend. I don't know if I say her name.
Did you jump in?
Like, of course not.
Guys,
What do I look like?
Apart, like, if you're part of like a frat or something and one of your brothers is in trouble and you don't jump in, apart, that's an issue for you as well.
I did
Nah,
not jump
man.
in.
Yeah.
But I
So when
didn't
I
need
s-
to jump in though.
So when I say it's a cult, I don't mean like, oh, they're killing niggas. I just feel like it's just a close knit, like circle where
It's a secret
niggas-
society.
Yeah,
that-
where niggas can't just enter.
That's
I feel like that's okay, sure. If you, that's
Fair
your
enough.
P.
fair
For
enough.
me, I will never. Can't. I can't. But apparently, no, I can't. Man.
It's just much for
I
me.
can't, bro. I can't.
Fair
I'm so
enough.
sorry. I'm so
Fair
sorry.
enough. So for you said you went to college in Pennsylvania, right? Did you have like an active social life over there, or were you very much? Are you an introverted person?
In
or
college, I was very much an introvert.
really?
I think that's also because, like, I mean, this isn't an excuse, but I think this was part of the reason because, like, I was with someone for like a long time, so like, and that person like lived in Texas,
Okay.
and I was in Pennsylvania, so like, I would be out of state, like,
You were out
as
of coast, weren't you? Texas and Pennsylvania, are
Yeah.
opposite sides of the country, are they?
yeah. So it was like, and America is big, so it's like
Yeah.
I don't even know, like minimum 4-hour flight. Maximum like 6, and most times it's
Damn.
6 because like you have to
God.
like stop somewhere
I was like,
and then
from here
like
to
get
the
into
UK.
Texas. No, literally, America is too big, and like it was just I didn't really
long
have.
distance relationship.
Yeah, it was. I
Basically,
was.
she
Yeah, it
was.
was. I definitely was. Like, I was doing like breaks and stuff like we actually saw in person. But
Fair enough.
yeah, I was very much an introvert. But just I think in general, like I just also didn't really like where I was. Like really quick, it was cold. I just couldn't be bothered. Like I was just class back. Like you will see me.
Fair enough.
And I had an apartment for like I think all of my college like life really. So man,
enough.
I was never really in the dorms.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so you know when people like when guys in Nigeria when they go abroad for uni,
Yeah.
they're usually like what I've noticed is like they're usually more reserved. Like, they don't really go out and stuff. Until they get like comfortable. From what I've seen,
Really?
from all my friends, because
Really?
anytime I ask them the same question, like were you outside, they were like nah, I'll just go into class and coming back. Or maybe should they now go comfortable
Yeah.
after some time. But I don't know, sure.
Fair enough.
It'll be different for everybody.
Because for me, you know that whole thing of like, oh, when guys are nice, like they're caged, so when they now go, uni, they're just outside. So
Yeah.
fair enough.
It really depends.
Fair enough. But we wanted to ask, right? Because obviously the Olympics just finished, and there were a lot of wonderful athletes, right? And we're thinking, I wanted to ask you because you also said you studied on tech, right? Cool. So like motor skills wise, right? Do you feel like it's possible to be like a great track athlete while having a BBL?
I mean, yeah.
Because I've not seen
Like,
it.
why
I've not seen
not?
a BBL. I was watching the Olympics, yeah.
You know,
I didn't see
sometimes
one.
you don't know, like, there are skinny BBLs these days. Like, it's not all the,
true. The
But I'm-
over-exaggerated
yeah.
Like,
ones,
I
yeah.
feel like from what I've noticed, men and women, like, if you're gonna especially do track, you usually need to be on the smaller side. So I feel like a BBL will just be way.
I mean, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Honestly, you just really need to be fit. Like, you need to be working out. Like, you need to be. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think that's the main thing. So I feel like, let's say you go like a skinny BBL, but like you're in the gym, you're lifting, you're
So what does a
training.
skinny BBL
I was
look
just
like?
about
I was
to
going to
ask
say,
that.
what's
What's
a
a skinny
skinny, what's a
BBL?
skinny BBL?
Like, why you doing a
bro?
BBL if it's going to be what's a skinny
No, because
BBL?
like, obviously, like it's a cosmetic procedure, right? So it's like you really you're kind of like building yourself. So like you can be like, oh, like I want to look really natural, like not too far from how I look now. So you just like put just like a little bit in, just so you can look like yourself, but just like a little bit.
I'm trying to think about it. I
You've
don't.
never heard of a skinny BBL?
Is it like Ruby Rose's one?
She doesn't. I don't think she. No, she doesn't BBL.
She has a B-
I don't think she does.
She
No,
does.
she does
Do you
not.
think
She
Ruby
does.
Rose
I
has a
think,
BBL?
I think
literally
I think
does.
she's going something done, but I don't think she has like a BBL.
I think she
There's
does,
like
bro.
lipo, there's like lipo 360, there's tummy tuck, there's skinny BBL, there's regular BBL.
This skinny BBL is
It's
so silly.
yeah, this is killing me,
Especially
man.
because like I know niggas die from this shit. So imagine dying on top of a skinny
Yeah,
BBL.
it's like really, it's a very risky procedure, but yeah, people get it. Like, the people that have like, at least people that have good surgeons and got like skinny people, like you wouldn't know unless they told you, and they're probably not gonna tell you. That's probably why they got it. So,
Yeah.
So,
This is the first time I'm hearing about a skinny BBL, to be honest.
but track wise, I don't know, Sha. Like, I feel like you should be able to, like, if you're fit, but. I mean, also, if you're getting a BBL, like, I don't think, let me say that one, but, like, I don't think, like, I don't think that,
I know what you're getting to. Don't kill
I
me.
don't think that you're, I don't think your goal is your Olympics.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so sorry, like, I
I'm
don't
so
think so.
dead, yeah.
Like-
True, to be honest.
Real.
I
But,
think that's
like,
your
as
aim.
you've been back in Niger, right? Have you noticed in Lagos there's sort of like a BBL epidemic going on?
First of all, I haven't, like, been going out so much since I got
Nah,
back,
forget
like, this
clothes.
time.
Like if
but,
you just walk outside.
but, like, yeah, there's a
Everybody
lot,
don't like
there's a lot, there's a lot of BBLs. A lot of them that are, like, just not done properly, just
I was about to
poorly
like
done.
like a good maybe 60% of them, because do you know there was this thing on TikTok I was seeing, right, where like basically it was a skit and this babe was asking another babe, oh, you got a BBL, did you go to Lekki or Turkey?
Bro, it's crazy. Like they be doing that here on the babe's couch, apparently. That's what I heard.
No, people do it too.
That is crazy.
And it's so
bro.
crazy because, like, you can actually die from that shit. Like,
Guy.
it's like, oh yeah, BBL, like, baddie, whatever. Like a million people have it, but it's like people die from it, like, dead ass. Like, it's not just,
And even hearing that it's going
cream.
out of fashion now, so people want to be skinny again.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
It's just everything's
This is why
a
it's
trend.
not good to follow
Do
trends.
things for you. Do
yeah,
things for
if you want to do,
yourself.
just do
Yeah,
for
I have a pair
yourself,
of
bro.
Converses that I don't know what to do with anymore because of trends. I'm telling you now, leave trends alone.
Do things for yourself,
bro,
man.
do what you want to do.
Do what you want to
man.
do. Yeah, that's what it is. Like,
Love
do
yourself,
what you
bro,
wanna
because it's
do.
crazy. Because it's like, now that guys want to be skinny again, what do? You like, what's the procedure now?
I don't know. Now
take
you
it out.
be skinny.
You go and get it sucked out now.
Be taking what they call it. Is it Ozempic?
Ozempic is the new P, man. Can you guys guess Ozempic? Can you go on Ozempic?
Can I go on it?
Yeah.
Me that. I'm trying to add weight, bro. Like, Z.
I can't do Ozempic.
Like,
It's
Are there any
just
side effects?
Not that I know of, but to be fair, like it's still kind of, how do I put this?
It's you like relatively new.
Yeah. So because of that, like, I don't know if time has passed where
Yeah,
like stories can touch. But for me personally,
Yeah.
I wouldn't, just based off like,
And it's expensive as fuck.
not like,
I'm sure it is.
I'm not afraid of injections, but like injections are my least preferred. Like I'd rather take drugs than like get
I like
injected.
needles, Sorry,
What?
that's sounded crazy. But I prefer needles to like.
Wait, what do you mean
Pills.
you like needles?
I prefer needles to like pills.
Okay.
Nah, but to be fair, but I think
I don't
last
feel like needles are crazy. in my
because
opinion.
last year when I had to do like medicals, right,
Mhm.
for law school, guy, I went somewhere and they were like, oh, they need to take my blood for, the test that they needed to do. Calm. So, I've shown them my
Mhm.
my
The
elbow
vein.
now, like, come on, let's get this over and done with. Guy. So the guy now told me, oh, I should make a fist. So I thought he was about to fist bump me. I was like, oh, why is this together? This guy stuck a needle in my fucking fist. And like ever since then, I'm like, yeah, I can't lie. People are liable to do like, because I've had a couple of bad experiences with needles. So it's not like, oh, if you say I have to take an injection, I'm like, oh no. But I wouldn't do it unless absolutely
You have
necessary.
to.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because there was one time I had like this crazy infection,
Yeah.
and they had to put it like an injection in my bum, and it was like, okay, calm. There were like 4 nurses there. Man, why is there a crowd here, bro? So I was not shy. Obviously, I have to take your shit down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Is it like a teaching hospital?
No more. And when I felt, I'm like, guy, why is there a crowd? Like, you get like, why are niggas
I'm
here?
trying to see some ass.
No, for real.
Nah, I was so shy, man. I was like, how are we going to do this? So they now took it down and did it and I saw them like, I couldn't even look at their faces, man. I was just too shy, man. But yeah, like stuff like that, I get it. But
Yeah.
I feel like taking pills sometimes is like, swallowing it is like crazy sometimes, in my opinion. Pause. But swallowing it is like crazy sometimes, so I'd rather just get needles, man.
The thing for me as well is just on this. So when I was younger, not that I hated drugs, but what used to happen was, for example, whenever I was sick, right? I don't know if you guys tell me if your parents used to do this thing. So like whenever I was sick and my mom wanted to give me like paracetamol or whatever, what she would now do is she'll put water inside a spoon, then she'll crush, and then that thing was the
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
shit
nasty. It was
ever.
nasty as fuck.
So because of that, like I was just like, yeah. Because when she would say take drugs, I would be like, okay, let me go. She's like, no, it won't work fast. She'll not start crying. And I'm like, bro.
Nah, yeah.
That shit was
I think because of
nasty.
that, I had to learn how to swallow it like properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to learn how to swallow because that thing was too nasty.
It was
man.
so
I don't
fun.
mind pills.
It wasn't that I couldn't swallow. It was just my mom was, because when it's liquid, it enters your bloodstream faster. Like your liver doesn't have.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh fuck.
Nah.
But then on the injection P, I'll never forget. There was one time I was in the village and I had malaria. Right. So what made it so peak was my symptoms started like dead in the middle of the night. Let's say like 1 a.m. And obviously it's fucking emo states. Like nobody's going to
I
help
don't
me.
like how you said Igbo states, bro.
Nobody's going to help me till like sunlight is out. Do you get what I mean? It's not like, oh, we can rush to the hospital. Because if you know how the East is, like, guy, if you step out in the middle of the night based on you want to go they can kidnap you now. So like I had to wait till broad daylight. So based on that, I was there suffering every symptom possible from like 1 till 7, right? I was just looking at the time. Once it was 7 o'clock, I just went outside banging on my parents' door. I was like, I'm sick. So calm. Eventually, like, they got someone to come examine me. All of them were like, oh, I have malaria. I need to take drugs. Calm now, live. Not drugs, an injection. I was like, alright, calm, live. Then there's this nurse that comes and she's like, I kid you not, she's like maybe pushing 70, and like her like, so she had only one of her like front teeth there, and like, so basically like I was just like, you know what, all right, cool. And she was like, take your shorts off, and like the way she said it wasn't like as per for procedure. She looked at me and like, because she now smiled after, and I was like, yeah, cool. So eventually, like, I took it, not even off completely, but I took just so that enough of my ass was out, right? Like, if you didn't know better, you'd have thought I was sagging. Like, you know what I mean? Cool. She was like, no, you need to take it off, like, completely. And I was like, I swear, like, my whole cheek needed to be out. And I remember being like, the fuck?
No,
And,
that
you know,
feels weird.
eventually,
I don't know.
it was my mom now came and now said, is either you take the shots off or you continue with your malaria.
How old were you?
Guy was like 17, 18, man.
You.
So
No.
after that,
I'm
right?
chasing that malaria, man.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking, bro.
So after that,
Chasing it, bro.
after that, this babe injected me in my hip. Like, so, first
Wait,
of all,
what?
I was pissed off on 2 levels. One was like my fucking hip, like, guy, because I remember my hip was sore, man. Like, second of all, was like, you made me take my shorts off for nothing.
Yeah, like, I'm confused.
Nah, she wants to see your cheeks, bro. Don't count. Like, she
Oh
wants to
my
see your
God.
cheeks, bro. That's so funny.
Oh my god, but
That's
yeah.
so
man.
annoying.
You.
Yeah.
No. So I trusted you, man. No
Yeah.
way. No way.
But do you know this, like, because as you were talking about, you know, your college experience and all of that, right? It had me thinking of like when we're in uni as well. You know how like after, you know, maybe week is over, how you gather in someone's kitchen, you guys are yarning. My question now, right, looking back at this, and Chidi and I were like debating this. What makes it gist and what makes it gossip? Because people vex over quote unquote gossip, if that makes sense. But what do you, we want a babe's perspective. What's gist and what constitutes gist and what constitutes gossip?
Like just in general, like when you guys are talking, what's the
When,
gist and what's
yeah,
gossip?
like for you, what do you feel like gist is? What do you think gossip is?
I feel like there's a really like thin line.
Yeah.
Like most times it's the same thing. It's
Really?
just like
You think?
it's just like you're talking amongst like your like close friends and like okay, like it probably wouldn't get out, but like it's just like this is the same thing.
Let me give you my
Yeah.
opinion. Let me
Okay.
give you my opinion. Gossip is usually prefaced with "guy, you can't tell anybody." That's usually for me. Like that's like
No, but that's just too though.
No,
Like,
no,
that
no,
happens-
no.
I don't think so.
for me,
Yeah,
for me,
it
for
is.
me, for
I
me.
don't
If
think
I'm
so.
gisting, right, gisting to me is inconsequential. So like, it's like, oh, if let's say now, I don't know, usually something of very little consequence or weight. So let's say, okay, I go and I'm yarning, oh, like while we're recording, you know, this is what happened, blah, 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 or like something funny happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it's embarrassing, but nothing somebody like vex over
Yeah.
really. But gossip, right?
Gossip is like it
gossip
can hurt
to me-
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
okay,
gossip
okay,
to me is
okay,
like,
okay.
guy, it's usually like, it usually has the weight of, guy, you have to take this to the grave.
Yeah, okay,
To
yeah, I
me.
agree.
No, I think gossiping is like you're just talking shit on someone, man. That's what I see gossip as. And it might not even be true. Or it's like you said.
But that's the thing though, like talking shit can also be just like
I don't think that's jizz,
it can,
bro.
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying,
that's
the thin
For it
line,
to
like
be
a lot
gist,
of
there
the
has to
time
have happened.
it can be the
For
same
it
thing,
to
like,
be
it can
gist,
have
there has to have happened.
Just things like, oh, this is what happened,
Happened,
bro,
like-
and I'm yanning you.
yeah.
I feel like that's what gist
For it
is.
to be gist, there has to have happened.
I don't know, man. I feel like gossip is like, I feel like it has
for
a
it, to,
negative.
for it to
like,
be gossip, it would have happened, no?
it might not,
At
it might just be
times,
talking
not
shit.
necessarily,
It might just be
not-
Can you
talking shit.
see at times it can overlap now? It's like
No,
so
that's
try
because
to-
what I
I don't
said.
know.
What I said was, for me, gossip is like you have to take this to the grave, right? So probably it happened, right? But how you've come to possession of this info, like it's not meant to leave you. If that makes
I
sense.
feel like gossip is like just maybe it can also be like you're
But
telling
yeah, I was going to say,
stuff that's never even true
Sure.
about someone.
Yeah.
And you're just
Yeah.
sharing it. You know what I'm saying?
and to me as well, right?
Yeah.
Gossip is like if the person you're yarning about is here,
Yeah.
you can't
You can't
say
say it.
what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I see gossip as.
Wait, so
But I feel like
what
gisting is
but
like-
you can also gist about somebody, and if they're here, you'll be like you won't say it now.
No,
It's
that's
the
gossip.
same
That's
gist.
gossip.
I feel like
No.
that's gossip. I feel like that's
That's
gossip about
gossip.
opinion.
That's
You
gossip.
are, you are, what's it called?
That's gossip. That's
No,
gossip.
genuinely, because there are things I can say. Okay, let's say something happened here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I yarn someone. Doesn't mean I can't yarn it when you were here.
Yeah.
Because it's not really that deep, like you said. I feel like that's what gisting is. But gossiping is like either I tell you a secret you can't yarn anybody,
Yeah.
or I'm spreading lies about someone,
Yeah.
or I'm talking shit about someone.
Yeah.
Things that you can't just see when the person is there. That's why I see gossip.
Like you know in your heart of hearts, like if that person you were yarning about was here right now,
You can't yarn it.
you wouldn't be able to yarn it.
But just you'll be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's just gisting,
Yeah.
bro. Just like,
yeah.
Okay.
in my opinion, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I see it as.
I see what you guys are saying though, but like I think a lot of the times, like when you actually think about it, like it's almost like the same thing.
Nah.
It's or is there very
There-
close?
there's a
like,
distinction. There. How do I put it right? Gist is like the family member everybody's cool with. gossip is the one nobody likes, in my opinion.
I feel like maybe because that's how we grew up on it. I just feel like gossip is always like a negative.
Yeah,
I feel like gisting is just calm.
Yeah,
Or
because
maybe it's PR around.
if you hear somebody has been gossiping about you, immediately you get upset.
Mm-hmm.
But like you hear your gist outside.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Okay, I see what you guys mean now. It can be like, oh, just like I'm just catching up with
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
But like
That's
gossip
what-
can be like, okay, it's just because of like obviously how we're talking about it. But like, yeah, just can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm just catching up with my girls. Like I'll just listen to my
Yeah,
girls.
exactly,
But
like-
gossip is like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like gossiping just has a. I mean, I like gisting, Sha. I used to deny it before, but I love gisting, man. I'm not a bob,
see,
man.
that gist thing, right? That gist thing.
It's
In
too
fact,
sweet.
I'm not even going to lie. I like gist. I like gossip. But what I do to like sort of make my gossiping all right in terms of when somebody's gossiping me is like, I've now become the kind of person like I can say it even while you're there, if that makes sense. So it's like, okay, cool. Like I'm not that I don't think you won't para for me, but like at least I'm man enough to still say it while you're there. But like guy, you know them words of like guy, you can't tell it.
Those are the best ones, man. Those are the best ones, man. I love it. You can't tell
my
anyone.
God.
Guy,
I love it. You can't tell anyone.
guy, if I wasn't excited, I'm up. I'm attentive, man.
I love it. You have to take this to the grave one. I love it so much because it's like, because it's deeper and it's like it's just more intimate.
Yeah.
But you know them ones because gisting is funny or gossiping is funny because you can't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Always spread
It's
because it's like
always
you tell.
Yeah, no.
I'll tell
Sharon.
like you can't tell anyone. Then you know
Sharon will come and tell
Oh,
someone.
like,
Wait,
my
you don't
clothes
gotta
are
say
like
you can't tell
that.
anyone.
Yeah, no.
Oh
That's
my
spread.
god!
Oh
It's so
my God.
annoying, bro. Like,
Oh my god.
so that's why I always tell people if you don't want anybody to hear,
Just
keep to
shut
yourself,
up.
just
You,
keep
the
to
person that's involved, right?
Yeah.
Just keep to
Just
Just
keep it to yourself.
Unless you want
Because
people to find
it
out.
will always,
it will
always
always
come
spread.
out,
Always
man.
come out, man.
Always, man.
But just seeing is fun, man. I love
Yeah,
just
nah, it is.
I'm an animal for
Yeah.
real. But it's not like. But what I've noticed is like I don't like gist of people I don't know or care about. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't know the person, I'm not really like hyped. Or like celebrity gossip, I don't give a
Like
fuck.
you don't even know of the person like from like afar.
Celebrity gossip.
Like celebrity, but I don't give a fuck.
Celebrity gossip is different, but like there are some things you hear even if you don't know the person, as long as you can like how do I put it? Okay, let's say people that, for example, now that are like not celebrities, but maybe like are influencers, like, but you know the accounts, if that makes sense, but the person isn't quote unquote a celebrity.
Yeah.
There are some things you will hear that said person has done. It's like, guy, that's mad. That's
I like
crazy.
knowing.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Why not?
Like it's not like I don't like. I'll shoot here, but it's like I'll care more if like I know the person.
Oh,
Like,
obviously, you're more
this is
invested
someone,
in the
this is
situation
someone
than you know.
I've heard about or
Yeah.
something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then ones where like celebrity, I don't give a fuck, man. To be honest,
Yeah,
I hear
like-
then I go on.
I'm
Like,
just
it's
like-
one of them ones.
I feel like with celebrities, I'm numb to it,
Yeah.
like because they're always doing something, and like it's more times I know it's an attention grab.
Yeah,
so I'm
it's
just
like what's the
whatever.
plans? To be honest,
Yeah,
it's one of them
Yeah.
ones.
but yeah. Speaking of going back to what you said that you were in a long distance relationship. So before we get into it, how long have you been single for? Because you said you were
For like 2 years now.
really
2 years?
2 years.
Yeah.
really
Okay.
Right.
Fair.
okay.
2024. Yeah, I
And
think so.
there was something that we used to do when we first started the pod, right? And I want to ask you this, which is that trip from Pennsylvania to Texas, right? Is that the longest you've traveled for dick?
Yeah.
You don't look sure.
Yeah, no, yeah. I will not catch myself here. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, no. No, but like that one, like, it wasn't just for. Like,
Yeah, that's
it
what.
wasn't
yeah,
just
yeah,
When
for-
you ask
it
this question,
was
that's why it's like, is the person traveling only for?
Yeah, like I was just kind of like going on a trip.
Okay. It's a compliment to what you're going there to do. So maybe if you're going to spend time, all of that, but you know, Sha.
Like I knew.
Yeah,
You know
knew
this
it
is
would
part
happen.
of it.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, that was like, that was, I think that was from like Houston to like London. But I was very good to London. I go to London a lot. That's like my second home though. Like I
Okay,
go
fair,
a lot.
fair,
So
fair.
it was like, yeah,
Might as well.
like, I'm going to London.
Might as
Fair
well.
enough. Fair
But
enough.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
That's,
It's a
that's,
different concept.
yeah.
Fair enough. I feel like
Transatlantic.
What's that supposed to mean? Oh my
going to a different continent is crazy, man. I hear.
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
hear it,
Fair
I
enough.
hear it, I
I
hear
hear
it.
it.
But
I
yeah.
hear it. Okay.
But the long distance P we're doing, right? Obviously, people are always talking about long distance and like how the other died and do it. So, how did you manage it? Like, was it hard? Would you have preferred if it was like in your city, or did you prefer it because you like your own space? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, it definitely wasn't because I like my own space. Like when I'm with someone, like I like to literally be under their skin. But it was because like it was really just because of like situation like school, like we're both in different places. But yeah, it was hard. I would never do that shit again, ever in my life. Like, and I would never advise anyone to do this. Like, it's just.
Do you know that everybody that has been in a long distance relationship always comes out saying like, Carla, I would
Nah.
not recommend.
It's so like it's so much stress. Like if you can avoid it, avoid it. All means. It's just ridiculous, man.
I can't, man.
And it's expensive. Like, are you kidding?
That's
So let me
serious.
sense for people that have bar, man. If you don't have bar, don't do it,
Yeah.
bro.
Even if you have
Don't
bar,
do
like
it.
it's still expensive.
It's still
'cause just like
expensive, man.
your drinks, like all those trips, like you do like maybe in a month you do like if you guys are the same, like let's say we're both in America, in a month you do like maybe like 2-3 trips, and then you still have birthdays, you have anniversary, you have Valentine's Day, you have I just want to spoil you. Oh, I was just thinking of you today. Do you get like
Yeah,
oh
this
my god, I hope
funny
you feel better. Bro.
I'm so done. Relationships are expensive.
Nah.
Man.
I have
Jesus.
a question, right? Because there's this thing I've been seeing where it's like, oh, babes try to avoid getting cuffed in February because, like, for guys, they feel like it's a cheap cop out for guys. For you, would you rather like it all be tied in? So, like, let's say you and a babe you're dating, right? Like your anniversary, birthdays, all of that, and Valentine's are all within like a close range of each other, or would you rather it be like spread out across?
So imagine like Valentine's Day is 14th, and our birthday is like 18th, and our anniversary is like 31st. Okay, I can collapse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is a crazy, like, that's back to back.
Not like that. Let's say
Break up with you.
that's
Like,
so
bro,
crazy.
I feel like I can accept maybe the birthday, but the anniversary we're taking the piss. Like, are you fucking joking?
Let's say
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come
you're
on, man.
being too dramatic.
So
Let's
then
say
maybe say one or two.
Valentine's February 14th, right? Let's say Valentine's February, anniversary March, birthday April May.
That's calm, I guess.
That's not too bad, but that's
not
too
too-
bad.
but that's,
Just remember, you think months are long. Months are not that long.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said, would you rather it, or would you rather anniversary like? Cause for me, I'm somewhere like I love when I'm born because my birthday is in January. So based off because my birthday naturally will be first. Based how you treat me on my birthday, I know the vibe moving forward. So
Yeah.
so whatever.
A nigga like me will be targeting like Ember month babes. Like I can't be doing like all
and
them January.
the thing is,
man.
as you're doing that, right, you have to now make sure you cuff them the following year, not that year, because their birthday will now come first.
all these analytics.
Guy.
man.
Now, I hope you're passing yours. Is this stats? Those calculations.
Oh my god,
Bro, no. It's
but
so funny.
real. But if we're being very real, because okay, so January, then February will now be okay. Valentine's, right? Cool. For me, usually, right, I prefer like September, October, so that I know, okay, after February, do you get what I mean? I know I know for the second and third quarter of the year, I can save up money. Do you get what I mean?
Bro, because I feel like back to back, I prefer if it's spread out, to be honest. I feel like not even just because of the money, but like the experiences as well. I feel like if it's too jam-packed in one area, I don't think it's that special. Because if you celebrate like the example I give, if you celebrate on the 14th, your birthday is on the 18th, then anniversary again, it still feel like special anymore.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to have to find a way to just kind of like just do one big thing.
Yeah,
kind of
might just do one
everything,
big thing and just like
because
combine everything.
like now
Celebrating different ones is like
Because
crazy.
do you know what's so crazy? So I remember in my family, right? So me, my mom, and my youngest brother were all January. Then my dad and my immediate younger brother, they're April, right? And I don't know if you remember this, but it was something I peeped like maybe as I was like 15, 16. So on my 10th birthday, right? You know, most parents will do something for their child's 10th.
Yeah.
So I had like a little birthday shindig, cool. And low-key, I now saw one of the banners. It had like happy birthday Chukudi in bold, then right under mommy and Tuchko as well. And I was like, hold up, nigga. Like, because genuinely, after that day, like, because we didn't even celebrate it on my birthday, we celebrated it at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So they just jabbed, my dad just jabbed everybody's birthdays together and said, yeah, happy birthday, yours.
Nah. It couldn't. That's too much money, man. Too much. You're paying school fees. You're not gonna pay for 3 birthdays in 1 month. Are you whining me? Nah. You have to.
Fair enough. I understand. I understand. Next time they'll do better family planning, Sha.
Exactly. Do you actually fucking guess?
Yeah.
Like, cause that was crazy.
Nah.
My parents even try herself. Like my mom that has like 9 siblings. She's the 10th. My parents try to.
Nah. All them, cause when I hear like all them, like my mom is like 6, they're 6. Like all them big families, how do they even
Grandparents were
navigate?
fucking, man. Gosh.
Jesus.
Nah, because you know, like it was around the time when like our parents were born that like birth control started being a thing. So like
niggas were just noticing each other, man. That's crazy. I can't. I'm so sorry. 2 or 3, I'm done.
Yeah.
Even 2, so 2 might be a lot.
Yeah. Nah.
Because having like 4, 5, 6, what are you doing with so many kids, man?
Okay.
No, 4. Oh my god, I have to have
4 is where I cap out.
No.
4 is where I cap
I
out.
have to have at least 4.
4 is where I cap out.
4 is maybe if you do that 4th, maybe it's like maybe you're bored after some time. Maybe the oldest ones have graduated and you just
I can't have that big an age gap. Like, how do I put it? Like, I need to know when all my kids are gone. Like, not that 3 of them are gone, but like this one, I'm waiting like 6 years again for him.
Because what I've been seeing lately is like people like when their children graduate or like they have their own houses, they just adopt.
Yeah.
Because they're too like lonely or something.
Nah, man, fuck them kids. Can't lie. Fuck them kids, man.
Once get a hobby, man.
Yeah, once they're out, like
hobby,
literally
man.
get a
Wait,
hobby.
adopts in nice.
They be adopting, bro.
Yes.
My auntie adopted. And her kids are married. She just adopted 1 kid.
That's crazy. Why don't you just travel? Like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you feel like, maybe because that's what they're used to. I don't know, man.
I think, like, for what I heard is that, because, how do I put it? Because, like, you've spent so long being a parent, like, when you no longer have to, quote unquote, be parenting, it feels so strange to you. So, for a lot of people, they're not used to that feeling and they just want that company in the house again.
Yeah.
So
they go and adopt. But
some people, like, they've been trying to get another child.
Yeah.
So they might as well just adopt at that point.
For me, man, once all my kids are gone, they're gone, man.
They're gone, man.
Yeah.
Let's be traveling. Let me and baby traveling around, man. Can't be just
my
like.
dad could never.
Do you know what one of my greatest fears is? It's like, let's say, okay, because for me, I would like to have my kids in my 30s, right? So let's say I'm like early 50s, so my kids are gearing to leave the house. Then my wife gets pregnant again. Guy, do you know, like...
But that's on you, though.
For real, I'm about to say that. Like, maybe for some.
That's on you, bro. Like,
No, but like-
that's as if,
No, but
she
like,
was like-
it's one of my fears, regardless. Like, because I know it's on me, but like...
I'm
There's
guessing
so
if,
many forms of birth
yeah,
control.
I'm guessing
you know?
vasectomy after like.
Nah, but like,
second
guy,
one.
there's how do I put it? Like, what if you marry a babe that like it's against her belief system?
Yeah, true. There's
Like
people
to
there's people
do
that-
birth
Birth control.
They
And the
used-
male
We're
one
not
isn't
getting- we're
out.
not
The
getting
male,
married.
the male one isn't out.
I
No,
mean,
but like,
getting married.
how do I put it right? People's opinions on things change. So like when you're getting married, like you
For
know,
sure.
do you get what I mean? And then
But that's a crazy thing to change during the marriage.
no,
man.
but as well, how do I put it? Like, because you know, the older you get, especially like for babes in terms of reproductive, like your body isn't as strong again to do all these things. So like, getting an abortion, like let's say in your 20s, is different from like in your 50s. Do you get what I
But
mean?
we're
you
not
know,
talking
also
about-
like it's like very risky to have like babies like
In your
Yeah.
50s
after,
as
like,
well.
you've turned,
yeah.
like 40
40,
something,
yeah.
like
I'm not talking
So-
about. I'm even talking about maybe like she's against using like condoms or something. Do you get what I'm saying? Or
Why are you
something like
married and
babies
using condoms though?
not for real.
Yeah,
what's
boy, it's
that?
like.
Come on,
I don't
dog.
take child,
Come on,
bro.
dog. Come on, dog. Why did you get married?
It's just so funny,
Okay,
like.
but just like you said, like what if the babe doesn't want to get birth
Yeah,
control?
exactly.
Then you have no other choice.
Maybe pulling out now.
How effective is that?
Let's work this
If
one.
you're a real nigga, you're a real nigga. If you're a real nigga, you're a real nigga,
Well,
man.
fair
But it's
enough.
risky though, it's risky, it's risky. It's
Fair
risky.
enough. There was this thing as well that Chidi and I were actually discussing inside the group chat, right? And basically there was a tweet saying that, oh, this guy was saying that, oh, he can't be with a babe that spent her 4 years in uni cohabiting with her boyfriend, right?
Like living with her boyfriend.
Yeah, as per like 24/7 kind of P's.
Yeah.
And I was like, for me, I agree with it because to me, especially you enter uni at what, 17, 18, and then you come out like what, 21, 22, right? So even though, okay, like now that we're older, if you guys are cohabiting, like I can see, okay, it makes sense, everybody's working, stuff like that, cool. But from 18 to 22, just living with your partner, to me, even though it might not apply to everybody, it's a massive indicator of you're over dependent on that person.
Yeah, and I think also like as much as like I'm not saying like you shouldn't be in a relationship like when you're 18 to 22. I'm just saying that like you can do that in your own apartment. Like you guys can live separately. Like why do you guys need to be living together?
I don't get, like, if you guys are in the same city or in the same uni, and like
no, because I feel like you like that's still like you're growing. Like do you know what 18 is? Like
yeah, I hear what
it's
you're
like
saying.
an adult, but it's like you're really still growing for real. Like
I hear what you're saying, but like
with somebody's son.
if you're in the same uni,
Yeah.
and you guys are seeing each other like proper, you guys are probably going to be living together because you guys are in a relationship. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think that's an indicator of over dependency. I don't think
with
I don't
one
think
party at least it is. And the reason why I say that is I believe when you're in a relationship, like you guys are meant to be dependent on each other, but to an extent. Like you also meant to have your separate lives, and you guys living together.
We can't your separate lives, but you come back home.
I feel like you
there
can,
are people that
but
uni
like,
that work.
I
It's
feel
not
like,
like
okay,
you say,
my thing is that like
just school.
that's
it's
true.
It's uni. It's uni. You
Yeah.
guys.
People work in uni.
No, but like, how do I?
Tuition,
I understand what you're saying, but like more times than not, right? Especially if you guys are doing the same course, you all are going to class together. You guys are probably in the same friendship groups together. You guys are going to the same events together, and then you guys will now still come home every day together. That's too much.
And it's also like,
I don't think it's.
and it's also like, okay, like even if you decide to do that, like starting from 18, right? Because that's when you're in college. Like, what if, like, you guys like break up?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you guys are focusing on the 18 because that same thing can happen.
Okay. Let's say you don't break up. Like, let's say like you guys end up getting married. So that means you have been living with this person. You haven't had your space to even just the chance to
telling
even
me
just
that's
pause
not
the
over
wedding.
That's the real lovers,
You haven't had your
man.
space.
You're
Like,
telling me that's not over.
Until
Where
you
are
get
the real
married.
lovers?
You're telling
We
me you're
don't
not
have real lovers anymore.
I don't
bro.
know.
You guys,
It's a love story,
are-
but it's like ridiculous to me.
Like
that's real love, man.
That's not real love.
real love,
I mean,
bro.
yeah, it is, but it's ridiculous.
Because at that age as well, right? There's a lot of finding your identity you're doing.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you have that person and that situation in terms of you guys basically are tied at the hip, naturally a lot of your identity is going to be tied
you're like
to
you're
that other
robbing yourself
person.
of that. It's like you need that time to be able to
I think
grow
you guys
with
are seeing
yourself.
it
Like,
from a very negative POV.
No.
I feel like you are because I feel like you can grow together. That's the thing.
You
Yeah,
can
it
grow
is a
together,
thing,
that's
but-
fine, but
But
you
there-
also need
there
to
are
grow as an individual.
Yeah, but you can in a relationship.
not while
Not,
you're
like, all the
cohabiting
time.
in uni.
Not while you're cohabiting.
Not while you're
There are
cohabiting
so
in
many
uni,
things
fam.
that,
But that's what I'm saying. Like there are people that when they're in uni, they're working, they have social groups they go to. You're not just with your partner every day. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
like
saying?
whenever
so
you,
you're probably even coming
but
home
every
late.
day you come home, you're with your partner. You never have the bed to
Yes.
yourself. Like you
Oh, wow.
just you wake up to the partner.
Yeah,
Do you guys love people? Like, do you
No,
know,
no, I do.
I don't know what you guys are
let's
saying.
not
But the way you're saying is like,
You're-
oh, you're
let's
going
not-
to the same fucking person every day.
No,
Like,
No, it's
yeah,
not
but yeah, for real though, same fucking
Like,
person every day.
that's
Like,
what I'm saying,
but
like-
I
No,
don't
but
mean
like
that.
let's
I mean it
be
like-
real.
Lovers,
You
bro.
you love someone, right? And that's the thing, because I feel like the idea of it is nice when you're still in them honeymoon phases, like oh you're so engrossed by the person. When you guys actually proper settle down, time has passed and it's no longer infatuation driving you guys, but actual real love.
Yeah.
Guy, you'll be tired of seeing them after a while now. Like it's not every
So
day.
why are we getting married?
And you know, like
So
the
why
thing
do
is
you
that
want- why
like
do you want to get
that
married?
one you can even get over it. Like you have to be with someone like that's another thing. Like man, like I was about to say like being with someone like it really is more than love. Like it's not just like
Yeah.
love. Like like whenever you guys like get into fights and you get sick of the person, like you have to remember why you're with the person in the first place. Like maybe we're really good friends, we're really compatible. But like most times, like when you're 18 to like that time, like it's kind of like okay, we get into a fight. I'm kind of tired of you, but like like I'm ready to attach to you. We live together. Like like fuck it, like I'm just gonna see it through. You know, like you don't have like the space to be able to be like, okay, like let me even just like take some time. At least you're coming home, you're taking a shower by yourself. Like those things are important. It's like they seem so little, but chow.
Because in my opinion, right, how would I put it? Like how I see a relationship is like it's an additive to your life in terms of like it's an aspect of your life. It shouldn't be your entire life, right? And to me, especially at that tender age, the average 18-year-old, literally, you've just left home. More times than not, when you find yourself in that situation, in as much as you want to argue, the average 18-year-old, at least one, if not both parties, are going to be overly dependent on each other. An average 18-year-old boy, for example, now most of them, for example, cannot cook. Let's just use that one. So you now start living with said person, and like because of that, okay, maybe she's the one usually cooking the meals, and then God forbid something now happens. Maybe you guys are 21, and the person you guys now break up. You're a 21-year-old that doesn't know how to cook because you were so. Do you go? And I'm just using that as an example. I'm talking about, it also applies to other life things as well. Because uni is a lot of the time where you're meant to learn to actually just exist as an individual aspect. You are meant to be able, when you come out of uni, the idea of uni is when you come out, you can be a functioning member of society.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you guys, that's what I'm saying. You guys don't believe, from what you guys are saying, in growing with someone, because you can be in a relationship with someone and grow and find yourself.
I don't. But you need time to be able to be selfish about yourself by yourself.
We can be selfish in a relationship.
No, not completely.
Not in a good one.
You can. That's the whole point of a relationship. You're waking up and you're thinking about yourself. You're thinking about the other person.
But that's what
well,
you guys are thinking of a relationship like a thing where it's only about your partner.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but it's not. It's about both of you.
It's about both.
Yeah, but you can still do your own thing.
No, that's
but
the thing. It's
your
about
own thing
both
is still
of you.
centered around.
So you're saying that when you're in uni, you shouldn't be in a relationship?
Personally, I
don't think so.
So what's your argument? I don't understand.
My point is this, right? You said this thing. You can be in a relationship, right, and still do your own thing. But when deciding to do your own things in relationship, you still have to consider your partner.
Yeah.
My point is there's things now that ordinarily, if you're single, that, for example, okay, let's say, okay, this is something that a lot of people have been doing where it's just like, okay, they wake up and book like an impromptu trip, right? For example, you can't, if you are a, what's the word, considerate person, let's just put it like that, at that age as well, you can't do that while having a partner. And the whole thing as well is, it's not that you can't go on the trip, but you can't do it without thinking about your partner first. That's my point.
The trip is not just about. But that's
you're focusing the message. Focus on the message.
That's what I'm saying. That is still not a problem for many people, because me having to talk to my baby before I go on the trip is not a problem. Do you get? You don't have to be. That's what I'm saying. Even the cooking thing we're saying. There's some niggas that don't know how to cook until they enter a relationship and their babe teaches them how to cook. That's a thing. There are many things you learn in a relationship because you're with a babe. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think it depends on the person. If you're a person that you know that you feel like you're a very independent person, you feel like you like doing things by yourself, I understand it. But there are people that have to actually be around people to learn. And if you're that kind of person...
But that's the word though, be around people to learn. Like, why do you need to be around people for anything, period?
People are different.
No, but being around somebody...
That means you're now being dependent on someone.
That's not a bad thing.
For like
being around
somebody, human being, we're meant to interact with people.
Yes,
interact
with
not
people.
cohabit. Not cohabit.
Yeah,
the issue is about cohabiting.
Like,
Nobody's saying those. See, if we're discussing about should you be in a relationship in uni, we would be having a different discussion. You're cohabiting at 18.
I don't see the issue.
You know what? It's not an issue, but for people, let's say, okay, can you agree that for people that there's some people that like. They can just, like, some people maybe they have attachment issues. They don't even know yet. Like, because you're 18, like, how many relationships have you been in that you know that, oh my God, I can get attached so easily? Like, I just feel like you should just allow yourself to just live.
But how do you learn that you have an attachment?
I mean, you can still learn, like, you don't have to live with the person to learn that. You can enter a relationship
without cohabiting.
Like, but I feel like if you are living with the person, like, it can now turn it from attachment issues to, like, maybe like a really bad breakup, maybe when you guys break up, like you're literally like broken and you don't know what to do with yourself.
Yeah, I'd
And
rather be
you're
heartbroken
like,
at 18
you're
than
not going to classes, like
27.
all this stuff, huh?
I'd rather be heartbroken at 18 than 27. Because people are getting their heartbreaks right now, first heartbreaks right now.
But you're
and
like
they're
more mature
going through
though.
this.
But the thing,
It's still the same.
the
It's still-
thing
it's
is,
still a heartbreak.
the point you're making is you're assuming that the older you get, the possibility of heartbreak is eliminated. You
No,
can still
you
get.
can still get. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
my point.
But I still prefer your first one. You know how the first one is. Imagine getting that at 27. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what we're talking about here. Do you get? So I just had
Man.
I had a nigga that called me like earlier this year. This was his first one, and he was like 26, and he couldn't work for like 2 months. Dead ass. This is not like, oh, you're not going for classes, oh.
Yeah.
You can't get your daily bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he didn't do the whole relationship thing. So I'm just saying, like, it just depends on the kind of person. I hear the negative sides of it. I'm not even trying to like dispute it, but I just feel like it can also be a positive as well.
It can.
But,
It
Like,
can.
I don't think it's
but
just a whole negative. Like, you
I don't
shouldn't.
think it's a whole negative, but for me, having gone through uni, seeing people at that 18 to like 21, 22 stage, I'm not saying there aren't people it can work out for, but the majority of people
yeah,
are making a mistake.
it's gonna turn out a mess.
The
No,
majority.
Yeah.
I don't think
And
so.
the reason, guy, Chidi, imagine, okay, you and this, right? So, your son, right, is in uni, and within like 3 weeks, he hands you, oh, he didn't get a com, like his babe goes to uni, so they're just living together. Will you not think that's mad initially?
No, he'll have his own account. I'm going to pay for his own account.
No, but my point is cohabiting is you guys are living in one space. It's not like, oh, as per you're coming and going, as per cohabiting is you guys live
Cohabiting
together.
doesn't mean you don't have your own yard.
Cohabiting means regardless of whether you have it, you don't go there.
But he'll still have his own. That's what I'm saying. My son comes to me and he's like, oh, I'm living with my babe in uni. I'm like, okay, cool, but you have your own yard still.
Well, this
So
one
anything
we've been talking
sucks, you
about,
should go back.
like based on the people are living together. We're not saying that like, oh, they have their own places, and we're saying they are living together, like they're living in the same apartment together. That's what we've been saying this whole time. Abi?
Yes.
I still don't think it's an issue. But in that situation, if my son comes to me,
Yeah.
he already has his own yard, right? I'm not just going to be like, okay, just be with her for the whole time. Obviously, things can stop now. You get what I'm saying? But he can still go back. But in a situation where they're living together and he doesn't have his own, or she doesn't have his own at 18, I don't think they're smart. But I still think it can still work out.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about.
But you don't have your own yard, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's what we're saying though, because like if you have your own place, like if something does go wrong, then it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna go back home real
The
quick.
way I see cohabiting, it doesn't mean like that's just the only place you have. I feel like most of the time, you're always going to be with your babe if you're in the same city, right? But you still have your own place you can still go to once in a while. But most of the time, you're still going to
mean,
that's cohabiting still.
Mine
Yes.
for me is like, I'm just picturing a scenario where, for example, my kid tells me they haven't spent a single day by themselves for the last 3 months.
It's just like I
don't know.
mean, if it works for you, it works for you. But
If she's happy in the relationship, I don't see the issue, man.
Yeah.
But I get how it can come across, but if they're genuinely happy, I don't see
like
the
that's
issue.
even fine, like if it's by choice, like if like really nothing has gone wrong, it's a healthy relationship, everything is, smooth sailing. But like if it's like you've actually needed time for yourself and you're not able to do that because like you're just in this situation where you literally can't, like, or it's going to be really hard, or it look somehow, or it'll cause too many problems that you don't want to start dealing with, then it's like that's unhealthy.
If my child comes to me, I can tell they're unhappy. I can tell that they're not doing well in school. I can tell that
Okay, but
things are not going well. And it's like they're in that relationship that's making them upset. And here, then that's a different situation.
Is your child
But
always going to come to you? Though?
Ideally,
You
you're
can't,
not,
if
you're
you're a
not,
parent,
you're
you
not
can tell.
going to be able to do anything about that, though.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, he comes to you in terms of he's not, maybe he was an A student, now he's like a C1, so it's not like he's flunking out, but he's not happy in the relationship, like, but he's still there. Like, you can yarn all the, oh, son, daughter, I think you should break up with them, blah, 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 but they will hear you and then go back to the
I'm not
relationship.
even talking about, oh, I told him to break up. I'm just saying, like, you can be concerned at that point. But your question is, what would you do if your son just comes to tell you he's in a 3-month, he has not lived by himself for 3 months, right?
Yeah.
Like, I won't be concerned if I see that he's happy. But if I see that he's not doing well, then I would.
Yes, I guess I'm different because
I mean, yeah, if you see that he's happy, like, I guess like cool, whatever. But you would still have like your
I'll
like
be
your
concerned, man, because for me it's like you're happy
reservations
now.
about it. Like,
you're happy now. Like,
Yeah, he's happy now.
yeah, but like long term, like the damage is going to be more because how do I put it? Guy, let's say okay, that's the arrangement for like a year or two, and then for whatever reason they break up. That child is more likely going to be more crushed than somebody who, at least, you get what I mean? Not that they weren't seeing their baby, but like maybe it was like 3 times a week. Do you get what I mean? Like they had something outside of that, because to me, when you're like when you are living together, your lives inevitably become one.
The 3 weeks,
Yeah, lots
the
of
baby you're
times,
seeing
yeah.
3 weeks can still become one.
I don't think so in that regards. Or let me not put it like this. Let me put
Then
it
we
like
went
this.
to uni, bro. We
It's
saw
not-
it happen, dog. Like,
I'm
if you're
t-
seeing a baby for 3 weeks,
Not
4
three,
weeks,
not 3 weeks. I said
3 times in a week, and you're sleeping, you probably sleep over a yard. Your lives can still be as intertwined as someone that you're sleeping over every day.
I'm speaking from my personal experience. That was not the
Very
case. Because
Whoa.
I've experienced
man.
both sides where like I've had somebody cohabit with me.
Child, this-
I've had somebody that I was seeing, maybe a couple of times a week, and in that situation, right? Like I said, and I also just observing people around me as well. One party, it might not be your child, but one party usually 8 times out of 10 is overly dependent in terms of the person. Let's say you're saying, oh, for example, now I can't see you today. Maybe I'm meant to do X, Y, Z or whatever. Like one party is always going to be more upset than needed in terms of. Obviously you'll be disappointed if you see, but like as per you're a wreck because you can't see said person.
Yeah.
A lot, because at that age, you said we went to uni. At that age, literally 18, like most of us were fucked up. So like, what are you doing? Because all you're going to do is you're trying to use somebody else as numbing cream at that point, and you're fucking somebody up. That person is fucking you. Like y'all are fucking each other up. To be very honest, but you're doing it in a contained space,
Right.
in my opinion. Because there are lots of things, especially if you're somebody that, like, how do I put it? You grew up in not like a terrible household, but like everybody comes from home with their issues, like whether it's communication issues, attachment issues, affection issues, all of that. And I'm not saying because of that don't enter a relationship. The conversation isn't about being in a relationship, but living with somebody 24/7 while at that age, because that's why I've hampered on the age as well specifically. You are not even at times conscious of your issues. That's really just it. Because at 18,
You're
you're
right.
fresher.
You're not really.
Do you get
you're
what
not
I
thinking
mean?
about.
Like you don't know too much about yourself.
Like in as
Yeah.
much as my child might come and say they are happy right now. Do you get what I mean? The reason you're the parent is you know better.
Yeah,
like,
you
you're
know.
happy now. You're happy today, but a year down the line, 2 years down the line, because they can also see.
But that's what I'm saying. 2 years for you to do that for 2 years, and you are.
But
That's
it's
a
also, it's not
successful.
even 2 years down. It's also just like what could happen. Like
But
what if like
what I'm trying to
you-
say is,
I
I
don't-
can see the negative sides here. But even in a long distance relationship, there are people that they're always on the phone with their partner.
Yes.
That's what I've been saying. It depends on the person and the kind of person you are. And kind of if you have attachment issues, long distance. So if you see the person once
But
a
being on the
week,
phone is not the same thing now.
if you're on the phone every time with your partner, that's a codependency still.
Yeah,
That's
it
not
is.
being overly dependent on someone. If anything happens, you're calling the person at every fucking thing.
It is, but like literally living with the person, like
It's still the same thing, man. In my opinion, sure. I don't know. I feel like
it's
it
not the
depends
same
on the person.
thing.
Like I said, my issue specifically is the age. That's
Well, it seems like we know what we're doing at
Yeah,
18.
yeah,
That's
at
just
that age,
that's
yeah,
the
it's
key.
crazy.
You know what we're doing? I just feel like there are just people that it's also okay to. It's okay to grow by yourself, but I also feel like it's okay to grow with someone.
You can grow with someone without
Yeah.
living with them. That's my point.
The thing is, what you're saying, right? Obviously, there are people it will work for. Like how he's saying, like there's most people it wouldn't work for, like because it's like crazy, right? Obviously, there's like outliers. So we have the people that like will do really good in situations like that. Good for them. But a lot of the times, like it does go wrong, especially when you're that young. Like you don't know that much about yourself. Like he said, like you're not even aware of your emotions, like all these things, like emotional intelligence, all these like
Triggers.
You get triggers.
But that's what I'm
like,
saying. Then why be in a
communication,
relationship in
like.
the first place when you know all these things?
But that's what
You
kids
don't
do. Like
know
you get a
them.
relationships and then you learn and you're like, okay, like my next
That's
relationship,
what
this
I'm
will
saying.
never
That's what you
happen.
learn from the situation.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
living
but
with
why
them
would
is
you-
living?
Yeah.
Living. Not it's not being in a relationship. Living,
Christ.
Chidi.
If you're in the, that's what I've been saying. If you're in the same uni, you guys are in the same like vicinity.
You're
You
not going to
are
agree
going
with
to
us
be like,
today.
you get what I'm saying? It's one of them ones, man. I don't feel like it's that deep, to be honest. It's what guys were doing in uni. That's
I
what
mean,
guys
yeah,
were
it
doing.
I
is.
personally didn't
It
subscribe.
is.
But yeah.
That's what guys were doing, man.
I wouldn't
It's
subscribe to it, but yeah.
Same.
People do it. Some people it work for, some people it don't. So
Yeah, it's one of them ones. I don't think it's that deep,
Fair enough.
to be honest. Because I don't know, you just learn. You have to be in certain. I feel like there's some things that
Yeah.
you can't teach. You have to be in situations to learn. And
Yeah.
if you don't do it, you're not going to understand. Like now that you've said, now that you have this position, because you've been through it, you know that this is what can happen. But for many people, they have to actually experience it to know, okay, maybe this doesn't work for me. Maybe it does work for me.
fair enough,
You get what I'm
Shaka.
saying?
Yeah.
But
So just dismissing it in the entirety, I don't know.
I think because
I don't
for
know.
me, yeah, because like I said, I've been in both situations. But before I entered either, I already knew which one was for me. Because like I said, the other one, I felt like I was, in terms of when the cohabitation was happening, it felt like I was being depended on, if that makes sense, right? And I already knew before that situation, like way before, just before I met that person, before anything, that like that was not for me. You know how I was
Yeah.
in uni, like I always just did my thing. I've always known that I didn't need to cohabit with anybody to know cohabitation was not for me. Do you get what I mean? Because, like I said, at that age, 9 times out of 10, everybody's going like. So it's just for me as a parent, like banking. Oh, my child might. Do you get what I mean? What's more likely to happen? My child is going to be part of the 9 fucked up ones or the 1. If that
9
makes
fucked up
sense.
Yeah.
is crazy. I don't think it's the average. I think it's
Maybe
half
not
and
fucked
half.
up, but it's just
I
like
think it's half. I
why
think
would
there
you
are
rub
people
yourself
that
about
actually
that?
came from calm houses where they were shown love.
Yeah,
and
that's
they've seen love.
fine. I mean,
And,
yeah.
like you come out and you're in a relationship when you're 18 and it's calm.
I mean,
I
yeah,
think that
that's
happens.
true, but it's just like, just don't put yourself in that situation. Like, just live, basically, just live your life. Like, just live your life. Because even if you end up with that person for forever, like, you guys get married, like, just live your life. Like, just live your life alone. Like, it's,
Me,
it's
I
actually
agree-
okay.
I
Like,
agree
you guys
with
don't have
you.
to
I
live,
don't feel
you
like
don't have
you
to live
should
together
be-
to show each other that you love each other. Like,
I agree you should even be in a relationship when you're that young. That's my opinion. But I don't feel like if I see someone in a relationship that young or cohabiting that young, I won't judge it because people are different.
Relationship
I mean-
and cohabitation are 2 different things. Because there are niggas that also cohabit without being in a relationship.
Yes, we know them.
Right.
You guess.
So-
we know those niggas. So,
Do
but I don't know. It's what it is, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's that crazy. But I understand the negative,
Yeah.
how it can be negative. But I feel like you have to just go through it to understand, to be honest.
Fair enough.
It's one of them ones.
But yeah, on that note, we're going to bring the episode to a close. Thanks for coming, Sharon. All right, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, we're trying to grow the platform and we need you guys for that. So thank you for the continued support. All right, till then, peace.